Hello and welcome to this episode of No Blasters with me, Micky Bartlett. Today's guest is none other than my estranged cousin, Micky Bartlett joins me today for a few games of Fifa, some banter. I believe we give each other good biscuit banter, and then I give him a great gift, see what he gives me. And good times. Thanks for being here. Today's episode is sponsored by NordVPN, which is obviously a VPN service, which means you have extra security when you're online and you can stream stuff from all over the world. So like you could be sitting in Pullglass watching American Netflix. You know that makes sense. You can go on to nordvpn.com/noblasters, or as most people would say, /noblasters, don't have a stroke, and get on /noblasters, or use the code noblasters for a massive discount, and you'll get a free month, and you'll also get a free gift when you sign up. There's also a 30-day money back guarantee. Basically, when you're using this service, it's a one-click thing, or you can set up auto connect so that anytime you go on the internet, you're extra protected. Geo restrictions are taken off. So again, you can be in Ballymena but say that you're on the Malone Road, which is like a total upgrade. But also this means that you can watch like American Netflix or stuff that's on like American Amazon Prime and things like that. So it's definitely worth doing. And yeah, I mean, the security alone is worth it, because let's be serious, you know that there's things on your internet browser that you don't want people to see. We've all been there. Mine's like painting wee toy soldiers. Fuck knows what yours is. But use NordVPN and then nobody knows what it is. Nobody knows what it is. Nobody will know. So NordVPN, get on it. Today's episode also sponsored by Manscaped. If you want a wee clean jimmy and balls, get yourself onto this deal at Manscaped. With the code NOBLASTERS, you get free shipping and 20% off. I'm being serious here. I use these products daily now. Like, it's so worth doing. The ball deodorant alone has given me the confidence to do my own naked website. I'm only joking. The ball deodorant keeps the wee bag feeling all fresh. The ball toner is basically like perfume for the boys. And then there's also the weed whacker. That's sign language for weed whacker. The weed whacker is like a thing that you can jam up your nose or into your ears. Takes all the hairs and dead skin out. Unbelievable. And then the lawnmower is the wee shaver for your patch. Mate, get on this today. It just ups your confidence, just makes you feel better, makes you have a nicer area, especially if it's a, shall we say, communal area, an area that you like to share with others. It's nice to share things that are nice, all right? So get on the manscaped.com, use the code NOBLASTERS, 20% off and free shipping. Definitely worth doing for a clean bag and an all-around good time. Hello and welcome to this episode of No Blasters with me, Micky Bartlett. Got my bottle of Sanny P here. Changed my t-shirt because, as you know, we record these in batches, so I'm still going to have this scabby lip for another like 3 weeks now. But today's guest is none other than Lurgan Titan of comedy, Micky Bartlett. I know, I just made that up.
By the way, I had no idea you started. You just went hello and I was like, what the fuck's he talking to? Thought I was here to play FIFA. I didn't know we were recording all this shit. Thought we were just hanging out.
Lurgan Titan, do you like that?
I don't, that's not bad, actually.
Not bad. I just made that up. How is Lurgan?
Titany.
I've mainly only been to Lurgan to do gigs, and most of those gigs you've been there for.
Yeah, that's I always remember that time we walked into the karaoke competition.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I remember this correct. I've told this story for about 10 years now, that there was a woman singing fucking Crazy by Patsy Cline.
Yes, that did happen.
Through a hole in her throat.
Well,
I might have told it wrong.
I believe I've heard it, but I didn't see her. I know that when we went to do that gig, if this is the same gig I'm thinking of, that Brazil were playing Ivory Coast in the World Cup, and it was like Father's Day. And is this the same gig?
Yeah.
And I remember we were doing, that was during Sean Hegarty's World Tour of Lurgan, where he was doing gigs in every bar in Lurgan.
12 gigs in 12
And there's
days.
actually a mental amount of bars there. And I remember like we were doing 2 of them that day, and that one was fucking woeful because we were supposed to do 20 each. I know I did like 3.
I think I was supposed to go up and do 10, 15, whatever, bring you on, and then you were bringing Sean on, and I got up. went, yeah, what's up, motherfucker? Fuck off. And I just went, Kieran Bartlett.
I remember
I
literally.
think you hit the guitar and it just went, Sean Haggerty.
Yeah, I did about 3 or 4 jokes, and somebody right down the back shouted something like, you know, like I did a joke and they shouted something like, "You're fucking shit," and I went, Sean though. Sean.
This is his idea.
I just went.
Did he really pass a bucket around the end trying to get money in the way?
Yeah, and then I remember we had to hang around Lurgan, and then I never know the name of the other wee bar we did, but it's like a wee small bar
Aye.
round the corner down the hill a bit, isn't it? Down
Yeah.
down beyond the church.
Because I always, like, I've lived there my entire life, and I can't.
I don't know the name of
pub.
that bar, but I remember going in there, and it was actually a way better gig.
Yeah,
it was way better.
I think it was one of those ones where we did that, and I was like, Lurgan is good.
I know. It's
all right.
I was like, you know, on the way around there, I'm going, what the fuck am I doing with my life? And then when I'm sitting in there after the set, going, stand up and me are just like so simpatico.
Bedfellow, yeah.
Bedfellows.
I was the guy that does the karaoke competition that we interrupted to do stand up. Is called Billy Elvis.
Unbelievable.
Because he knows all the words of Suspicious Minds, and that's about it.
I just remember that, like, there was a definite vibe of nobody wanted anything
Aye.
except karaoke, and I also remember that there was like a whole vibe of, I'm not telling a story well, there was like a whole vibe of like, it's Father's Day,
Aye.
please fuck off and leave us alone. And I just remember like actually shitting myself in there. Like I was,
it's one of those when I think back on it, I go, why did none of us go, what's the point in this?
I know, yeah. Do you know what I
the
remember?
arrogance of the three of us
I
to
remember
go, once we start,
it was
we'll be
like
out.
when somebody goes to bring you on, and they go, these 3 lads are gonna come up here and try and do a bit of jokes or something,
Aye.
and you're like,
I think he brought me on as Ricky Martin because he couldn't hear me say Micky Bartlett. Like he was just like, what is it? Right, man, fuck.
oh mate, living La Vida Lurgan, love it. Oh mate, I just remember like one of my first gigs, like I think maybe like my 4th. I was about to say it was like my 4th ever gig was on St. Patrick's Day in 2010, and it was in Lurgan, and I had been gigging music all day.
Aye.
Like I had done 3 sets of 2 hours, so I was like going that fucked, right? And our Sheila drove me down because I wasn't even driving. She fucking drove me down, and it was like got there and Sean was running it, but there was nobody there because like everybody had just either got pissed and gone home,
Aye.
or they were like, oh, it's too late to go out now. So because it was like in the middle of the week or something. Oh my god! Like there was about 6 people. Sean was like, "Look, we'll just do it. It'll be a bit of crack." I was like, "Right, okay." And he went on and like killed these people loved him. And I remember going on. I didn't even have a guitar at this time. I was just going on with like, so like recently single, right? And got fucking ruined. And I remember that the mic was plugged into a ghetto blaster. And the ghetto blaster was plugged into like the wall, do you know? But like there was a weird lead that ran from the ghetto blaster into the sound
Aye.
system to just make it a wee bit louder. But it sounded like, do you remember those mics that were like toys in the 90s? When you spoke into it, it sort of went, you'd say something and go, all right, everybody, roar. You know, roar. Like, oh man, it was fucking...
There hit a point when I remember like my phone just says Sean Haggerty. I just stopped answering it because the amount of times you go, lad, my gig bite, right? Gonna do fucking Rangers Club and a Celtic Club in the same set. So you do what I do. They're paying cash £40.
There was about a year where I think I had him saved on my phone as Lurgan. Sean Lurgan. But oh mate, fuck,
It was some fucking disaster. Like that is the one thing about the town of Lurgan. It gets a bad rep, but then when you try and do a gig in it, you go, this is why. Because they're fucking slappers.
I did a music gig in it like a good few years, but it was in that same bar where that first one was that we did.
No.
And I did a music gig in it. I think it was under new management or something. I mean, it was scary. Like
Aye.
it was like people were so close. Like they kept hitting the mic into my teeth. And I'm going, will you please? I know. And they're going, you're class. I'm going, you're very nice. Please stop chipping my teeth off. Do you know what I mean? Oh, it was fucking brutal.
There was a gig we did one time in a bar where so the guy who ran the bar contacted me and goes, right, I want to do stand up, and I'm going, it's not a good idea. Lurgan ain't ready for stand up.
Nobody wants it, yeah.
And he's like, I'm telling you. And I was like, right, here's what's going to work. We'll do it in the middle of the week. It's a £5 in. you give me 500 quid, I'll get you 3 comedians. And he was like, can't charge in. And I went, well then can't do it then. 'Cause you can't just have stand up on in the corner of the pub when people are coming in for pints.
Yeah.
So he worked it out. He was like, right, we're charging £3 in. But he told the door staff, or whoever was doing the door, was basically going, are you here for the comedy? You just here for a drink? And they would go, why, what's the difference? I go, if you're here for the comedy, you have to pay £3. But if you're here for a drink, you don't have to pay anything. So everybody just pretended they were just there for a session. And then they had, because the bar was trying to be fancy, they had people making like strawberry daiquiris as we were on stage.
with the blender.
And you get that point, you know, where like for some reason people get angry when they don't enjoy stand up, they get really fucking raging about it.
Yeah.
And there was a point where somebody was like, "You are shite," and I just went, "How do you know?" You've absolutely how? Because you haven't fucking looked at me once. You're sitting there with fucking brain freeze, and there's no way you can hear me. And there was a weird thing where like the lights they had were set up for music, so every time you made a hard consonant, the colour would change. It was like being on the weakest link.
That's amazing. I think it's definitely one of the rarest places to gig. Like, I hate Ballymena as well.
I don't like Ballymena myself. Sorry, anybody.
I have to say this.
Ballymena, I fucking don't like.
It was my sister's birthday, all right, and I went up to get her cake at a Dougie's Goodies, the amazing bakery. I made it. I swear to God, it was like fucking like Russell Crowe had arrived in Australia, mate. I walk into Ballymena and was swarmed. Like, people were like, "Oh, you love this bakery?" I'm like, "Aye." Some guy shouted across the street, "Is that going on a fucking podcast?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm just gonna eat it in the car."
It weirds me out. Like, I think especially because of lockdown, I went from being like kind of well known as a stand-up to now like podcast famous, right? And it's fucking terrifying.
And that's weird.
You forget you said stuff.
I know,
and people come up to you and like tell you facts about yourself that you go, I don't remember.
Yeah, when it was just stand up, when it was just sort of stand up, people would go, "Oh, you're that guy. Like, I've seen you in Lavery's or seen you somewhere." Aye. Whereas now they sort of think they know you because they get to know you a wee bit more from just talking. But like they'll reference, like, I get people asking like, you know, how's, you know, maybe this happened anyway, but like, how's your ma? You know what I mean? But like, yeah, it's like weird. I
have people come up because I'm psoriasis and go, "Well, you scabby cunt." I'm like, I do not know you. Like, I can't hit you because my hands are sore. But there was a guy I was in the train station a few weeks ago with my girlfriend, and this guy was like, "Is that your woman there? Fuck me, she's alright." And I was like, "Mate, she's just standing there." Like, and then he came up, and this is fucking. We're getting the train home, and he came up on the train. I was like, "Mate, fucking." And all I could think to do was just like not look at him until he went away. I didn't know what else to do. I just went full. I just started talking louder than him. Anyway,
people have taken to just shouting snack names at me in the street. Maybe again, this also happened before a podcast. You'd just be like literally walking in the garage your night, and somebody goes, "Banter," and I went. And then somebody else goes, "Banshee Bones!" just yelling.
I had a guy one time, whenever I did like the videos with Geddes, and a guy was trying to say Mike Clitoris, but he couldn't remember it. And he was going, "You're your man, you're fucking Mike Vagina." I was like, "Yes, I am."
Unreal. Did you see that thing? I talked about this, about the Burnley United game, had like a list of like fans who had died during COVID, and somebody had
put a spoof on it.
Mike Clitoris, 69. Yeah. I was like, "Oh, mom."
The amount of fucking. Did you see there was a thing going around where like Steven Seagal went to Ukraine and like was helping the Ukrainian army? No. And it was a fake story, but CNN picked it up.
Oh, really?
And like we're like, "Fucking Steven Seagal." Everybody was like, "No, he isn't."
I know he's actually probably more likely to go to Russia and help them.
Definitely. Yeah. I also cook.
Did you ever see that show he did, Lawman?
I think I started watching it and I got about 30 seconds into like the credits and I went, "I can't do this."
It's unreal when he speaks to people, you know, what he probably considers to be speaking to them on their level.
Right.
But he does, like, he has voices and all. So he has black voice and he has Mexican voice.
I've seen Tom Segura talking about it, but I've never like
brutal.
I need to check it out when I get home then.
So anyway, what's your level of FIFA experience?
So I bought FIFA 22 when you told me you were going to start doing this podcast. And I was like, I'm going to practice like fuck.
An investment.
And blitz it.
Yeah.
And then when I found out you played on Xbox, I was like, what's the point?
Yeah.
And then Call of Duty Vanguard came out, so I haven't been near it in months.
Good. Well, I played like shit this morning, so you might actually have a good chance here.
And I should say, when it comes to football, I don't really give a fuck. and I'm not that competitive. So if it gets more than 3-0, I will stop.
I know it's fine. That's fine. It won't.
I will
I'll
immediately put this down.
I was properly shit this morning.
Who are you playing this morning?
Shane. Shane actually took a draw off me.
Seriously?
Like, yeah. Well, he wouldn't.
And he goes outside now.
He wouldn't finish the game. I don't even want to. I'm not even starting. He's such a wee dick, right? So, I'll randomise this league and we'll see where we end up. Don't want to go to the Belgian league. Don't want to go to Norway. This is the last random. England. We're in League One. Can you cope?
Sound.
Right. So you change yours to League One.
There.
Yeah, and then we'll randomise again. I'm not being Cheltenham. That might be a decent. Oh man, I'm sticking with MK Dons.
Shrewsbury.
Yep. Oh, that's your last random.
So I'll go for it. I've heard of them.
It's pretty evenly matched, to be fair. If anything, I have a few points on you. Actually, I just want to see what my last randomised would have been. Oh, Plymouth.
Can I see mine?
Sheffield Wednesday. I'm gonna stick with what do you call them? Who was I? Fucking MK Dons.
I'm just going to do the same thing.
Here. Well, here, take Sunderland, because that's more like an even.
Yeah, fuck it.
Even thing. Let's do it.
It doesn't make a difference.
Did you watch that documentary about Sunderland? Probably not. That doesn't strike me as something you would watch. I definitely watched it. It was fucking club's a fucking joke. Sorry, right? So I'm just having a wee look at the name of my goalie. He loves it. He absolutely loves it.
I can't even fucking see. If I got one called Gherkin. Oh, Kirk. I need to get glasses. Here, I've got a gooch.
I've got a gooch. Unbelievable. There's fucking nobody in this team. Like, I don't.
How do you just go? Come on ahead. What do you praise?
Look at that O'Hora. That's not even a name. That's a spelling mistake. Fuck me. Twine. That reminds me of a story. I went to Rome with some mates before. I mean, a lad's holiday to Rome. We went for a few days to Berlin and then we went to Rome.
Sorry, how do you just make this?
What come out of this? B.
I just agree.
Yeah. So we went to Berlin for a few days, and Berlin was like class party town, and then Rome was like the cultural back end of the trip, right? And anyway, we're out, went out this night in Rome, got pretty steaming, and then the next day we were going to see like the Spanish Steps and all, right? Mm-hmm. So like, have you ever been to Rome? Well, like the Spanish Steps are this famous steps that go from like a big piazza at the bottom of them up to the top of this hill, and there's like a big fucking massive cathedral.
What's Spanish about? Like, did they move them from Spain, or
I think it's called Spanish Square. So Piazza de España or something, right? I don't speak Italian, and
I do.
And it was what do you call it? So is this me or you? This is right. So I'm in white and you're in yellow, right? So I got we were actually, the way we had walked from the hotel or whatever, like the hostel we're staying in, to the steps, we sort of came out at the top of the steps, right? So we chance already, and we.
By the way, I will not be able to talk when we're playing this.
I know, mate, this is a general problem with this podcast that nobody saw coming, but this cunt loves it, and we were. So we get to the top of these steps, and there's loads of people that are selling, like shite outside this church. Like, I mean, absolutely, like. They're selling wee drawings they've done, or they're selling like, fake Gucci glasses and stuff, right? And here's a chance though, and this is a chance, oh mate. So they were selling this shite, and this guy comes over and he takes my wrist. Now I am hung to the back bag, right? Where like I'm not even really paying attention when this man, mummy,
my balls. I hate this game.
Oh mummy.
Is this your whole plan to tell me a real boring story about Spanish Steps?
This isn't a boring story.
This game properly.
I give you culture, Mick. This is unreal. I need to watch this again. This is a fucking strike. Mate, see if he was a university lecturer, he would be on strike. Look at that. Support the workers. Look at this. he must be working for the London Tube with strikes like that. So, yeah.
Is he a minor in the 80s?
So we're at the top of these steps, and this wee man has my hand, and he starts tying string around it, right? Yeah, yellow, fucking green, red, and white string, the Italian flag. And I go, mate, no. And he goes, yes, friendship bracelet. And I'm like, no, I'm all right. And he goes, for free. And I go, right, whatever. Of course it wasn't for free. Right?
Nothing's for free in the Spanish Steps.
Yeah, and it's woeful. And he takes my hand. Now this really happened, right? There's pictures. I looked amazing. I'm hungover. I'm very red because it's roasting. Mm-hmm. I'm wearing my Japan 2006 top because this was in 2007, right? And I'm wearing a pair of shorts with it. Look fucking unreal. And I actually look Japanese. And this wee fucker has my hand. He ties this wee bracelet on, and he goes, he puts his hand out, and I went, you said for free, and he goes, €10, right? And I went, you wee cunt. And then this is the stupidest bit. He goes, actually €15. And I'm like, right. And these other guys then start looking at me really funny, like, you give him €15 or we're taking your foreskin, right? So I sort of shit myself a bit, and I lift out a tenner and hand him it, and then I go into my wallet, and the only thing I have there is €20. So I lift the 20 and I hand him the 20 and put my hand out for the 10, and I'm waiting on my change, and he fucking scarpers, right? So he has €30 now, and I mean, mate, he turned and bolted, like, he just ran like so fast into the crowd, which, I swear to God, opened up to let him in. And then as I went after him, hurry up and get the end of this fucking story. Closed ranks around him, and I was left there, and there's a photo of me at the bottom of the Spanish Steps going, and this fucking €30 bracelet, right? And it's literally made a thread, and I said to my mates, they're all pissing themselves, and I'm going, lads, please, like, this is fucking, like, €30 at that time. I didn't have a ton of money left on this holiday, like, didn't have enough to be going, there's €30 for fucking twine, right? And I said to my mates, I went, whatever happens, just don't tell our ones about that, because I will get fucking rid for it, and my mum and dad will think I'm an irresponsible, spoilt wee fucking Fauntleroy, right? And my man and dad came to pick us up in their cars from the airport. They were giving us all a lift, and it literally went like this: thanks very much for the lift, Mrs. Bartlett. Here, you should ask Kieran about his fucking bracelet. Wankers.
My favourite about that story was we're taking your foreskin.
That's the way they look at you. Have you ever had your hand just taken by like somebody like in Italy, and you just think, this is it? You're gonna get fucking, you don't know if you're getting married or murdered. I
was just thinking about like the mafia guy's nickname, who does the foreskin removal, like.
Oh mate,
what the fuck? Fuck this piece of shit.
That's
fucking
3.
game.
Like, that is 3.
By the way, I don't think our button works. I'm trying to do wee passes. It's not happening.
That isn't the pass. That's your pass.
No, we're trying to do wee through ones.
Alright, just do the basic ones and go.
We're trying to, but you're still getting fucking rinsed.
You are getting rinsed. Like, I mean, look at this.
You ever thought of doing a podcast where you play Tekken? Because I'd kick your fucking. A man's game.
Human Tekken. I have a good Tekken story as well if you want it.
Yeah, I can't wait. Go ahead.
It's more exciting. Well, I get rinsed fists as well in our family. So
what was that? Am I fucking blind?
Went on holiday to Killybegs with the whole family when I was like, what? It was 1998, right? So this is end of P7 going into first year that summer, and our Fiona was pregnant with Big Coat back then, and
who?
Ronan, my nephew.
Big Coat?
Yeah, that's what he used to get called in school, and I haven't let it go. I think it's one of the fucking best nicknames I've ever heard. I love nicknames that are either really clever or ones that are so not clever that they're just fucking amazingly funny. Do you know what I mean? Like somebody.
I know why I did that, but what was that?
I don't know. It was shite. Like.
It was fucking dung.
It was dung. Mate, you should have kept practicing. Like. Here's a wee chance for you. Oh.
No, are you doing this shit?
I'm not doing it on purpose. I thought
wee penalties.
No, I'm not.
I don't want your sympathy. I'd rather get fucking.
I wanted him. No. I wanted the goalie to pass it further wide, and he didn't. And then.
Do sympathy when it comes to
I don't. Like,
You better not.
I
'cause
don't.
I know we're blood relatives and all that sort of shit, but
It matters
we're only
not.
third cousins, so I don't need your fucking.
Do people ask you that often?
Yeah, it's a pain in the hole.
Isn't it?
People go, you Kieran's cousin. I go, no, Micky fucking Bartlett.
Oh no, yeah. Here, you should take the target off.
Oh,
by the
right
way,
enough.
if you hit that, it takes it off, and then you can just decide where you're kicking it.
Of course,
Mama.
he saved it. You fucking idiot. Fucking
Keeper,
dickheads.
Keeper loves it. Keeper sort of looks like Shane.
I was thinking they all look like Shane.
So like, what was I on about? So we're going to Killybegs up in Donegal, right? Big fishing town. A great place for a holiday, to be fair. And we went there, great times. And there was a wee shop, right? You know when...
He's going to fuck it up anyway.
Oh, it's in...
I was sympathy when I can smell the sympathy coming out of you.
It's just shit play by me. I was talking. I'm not happy about that, but I'll still win. So there was a wee shop up in Killybegs that sold games and CDs and all, right? And you know when you're like 11, you get £20 to go on your holiday or something, right? So I was like very excited, and but I had my 20. I think I had 30 altogether because I'd saved the tenner, right? And I had 30 altogether, and we were like, people were sort of taking turns, like, you know, like if we were all like, so it was like basically everybody in the family was there, right? And people were taking turns, like, you know, well, like 3 or 4 carloads of us, and we'll pull into the garage, and somebody will like go, right, I'll go in and buy everybody a fucking ice cream, or I'll go and buy everybody a drink or something, right? Mm-hmm. And then it came to be my turn, but I was sort of going, I'm a kid, I'm not working, I shouldn't have to pay for these things, right? But it was like, do the decent thing here, and there was a lot of pressure on me, right? Social pressure to spend, and I didn't like it. And so anyway, when it was my turn, I bought everybody, we all got icebergers or something, which is this amazing ice cream that you can get down there. Oh my god, it's a chance.
I love an iceberger.
And they're fucking amazing, right? And oh,
you fucking
didn't like that. And so it's my turn. I spend like £8 or £9 punts at this time. This is pre-Euro,
Class coin.
right?
It's always a good coin.
Remember the big goldie one with the horse on it. Anyway, so I went ahead and anyway I buy everybody ice cream, and then I realised I've like £20 left, and I go to this wee shop. We're just walking in one day, and I walk in this wee shop, and they have Tekken on sale. Tekken 2, right? Was on sale for fucking 20 quid. So I'm eyeing that up as my souvenir from Killybegs will be, you know, Tekken, right? And then we go to this restaurant, and Mum was like, it'd be nice if you sort of paid your own way today, so nobody has to buy you your lunch and I'm like, but I'm buying Tekken. Right? So I'm like, I was looking at it going, I've 22 quid here. I can pay for this and then borrow a couple of pound off one of my brothers or something. So I was like, and I ordered myself like a half a diet. I was like, because people were ordering half pints and all, and I thought, can you order half a Diet Coke, right? And our ones rinsed me for this. And then I got Tekken, and once they realised that I wanted to buy Tekken, they all hated me.
We one time went to Killybegs. My dad bought me a pen knife, and he was like, I swear to God, if you hurt yourself with this thing, or if you mess about with it, I was like, I'm 10, like I'm not gonna. And he gave me it, and as I closed it, I immediately just sliced half my fucking thumb, and then my dad hit me for hurting myself.
Killybegs is a fucking great wee town.
But did I ever tell you about, like, my ma, I don't know why she did it, but she would always, like, would convince herself she wanted us to go on, like, fucking camping holidays with her sisters, right?
A fuck up riff.
And we would constantly get there, and then she would just get sick of it and take us home. So, like, the amount of times that, like, I went to sleep in a caravan in Killybegs and woke up in the back of the car and, like, poured it down at 4 in the morning. So, like, we were running joking our my ma's song was "We're all going on our coming home again."
My mum's like that about restaurants. My mum loves when someone's about to.
That was beautiful. In fairness,
was when my mum and dad, like, you would have driven around forever to find a restaurant because they wouldn't go in anywhere. Like, my ma wouldn't, like, see if you took my ma to Botanic,
Aye.
She wouldn't be looking at Tribal or Boojum or anything like that. She's looking for somewhere that does ice cream scoops of potatoes, right?
Yeah.
That's what she's looking, right? 80s fur, right?
Aye.
She's going to Duke's, right? The hotel, but anyway, like, so I don't know if I've told this story. Did I tell this story about the place we went to down in Keady that had like, I mean, you're driving for 2 hours to get this fucking place. We'll go in, and they had like, the menu was fucking rare. Like, it was like a page, and it literally said on it fish, chicken, beef. Didn't say like, you know, cod served on a bed of fucking rose petals, right, or whatever the fuck. It was like, you know, literally just fish. That's all it said. And then Kev goes, Jesus Christ, look at this menu. And I goes, there's beans on my menu. And he goes, where? And I goes, no, there's beans on my menu. And it was mental. But like, that's, my ma's like that about restaurants. She loves going in somewhere, sitting down, getting disgusted at the amount of time she's had to wait to order a drink. And then when they come over and go, you ready to order? She'll go, no, I'm ready to leave. And then you get up and walk out. Getting up and walking out of a restaurant is like, that's classic Micky Bartlett. She loves that. I fear that moment.
I don't know if my man has ever been in a restaurant.
Is there any good ones in Lurgan?
Do you know what, the courthouse that like we tried to do that shit gig in for $3 quid?
Oh, yeah.
It has like revamped, and
Right.
the food's deadly.
Really?
Oh
mate.
fuck this! I'm not even.
Red card ref.
Hi.
Oh, he's the last man. That's
do
lenient.
nothing.
That's lenient. Carl Winchester.
I think he'd take a shot. Huh? Huh?
That's good.
It's a joke about cowboys' guns.
That's good.
Okay.
My goalie's called Cumming.
I'm gonna
It's not even a joke.
right winger called Gooch. Which is ironic because he's playing bollocks.
My Gooch is in some shape recently. He's not hit this way I wanted.
What happened to Gooch? You alright?
No, it's in good shape. I've been actually using that Manscaped stuff. Made it ball deodorant.
I need to get a wee trimmer because I'm currently doing my ballocks with just a beard trimmer.
Oh fuck! Well, here use code NOBLASTERS, Mick. Get yourself 20% off, free delivery. Unreal. It is actually lethal though. To be fair, the wee lawnmower, it really works. You know when you see?
I've never thought about doing the Gooch. I don't think I have a hairy Gooch.
I didn't think I had one until we buzzed it and it covered the floor. But until we buzzed it, we hadn't welcome back.
Have you ever checked? Have you got a wee bit at the back of your scrotum that's completely smooth?
I think most of the back of mine is completely smooth.
But I mean like skin.
Oh, yeah. I have
That's
a wee
all right.
bit. Yeah, I have a wee bit.
I was really worried the other day.
It's the cat flap. Yeah. Man, I've loads of wee bits like that are just smooth, like just all over me.
The cat flap.
I have many.
No, give us a minute.
I have many nooks and crannies. Like, you know, my body is like when you're staying over in like a big house somewhere, like, and you just realize there's other rooms. So, oh, I didn't know we had a wee den.
Oh, a cubby hole.
What's that for? It's for washing your boots in, mate. There's see houses that have whole rooms for things that are just like something a normal person just does in their kitchen. Well, that's the boot room.
That's where we peel the potatoes. That's the thing. I think if my ma could have a room like that, she would absolutely have it.
I mean, so would I, to be fair. Like, but I mean, I'll cope with just. I mean, polish the boot polish room. Your keeper's dog shit, to be honest.
Mate,
like,
my thumbs are dog shit.
He's dog shit. Like, do we have any? I was about to say, do we have any questions? You wouldn't believe the amount of fucking questions we have. Loads of them are shite though. Loads of them are like,
fuck.
The amount. I have to say this. See, the next time I ask for questions and somebody asks me what my death row meal would be, or what's my favorite Chinese, or what's my favorite chippy, fuck up.
I hate that. Would you rather buck 51-year-olds or 150-year-old?
Oh, mate, COs, Jesus Christ. Some of them are flat out not funny as well. Like,
it's a thing I've been watching quite a bit when people are trying to be funny around comedians. Do you know whenever people just fucking panic?
Yep. And they try to tell you something. It's like it's taxi. Do you know what it is? It's taxi man adrenaline. Because a taxi man finds out you're a comedian, he fucking shits himself. He shits
Here's
himself.
one for you.
Here's
Like,
one for
he's going to use the word pack.
Here. Oh,
There you
here.
go. We bit of racism.
Wee bit of consolation.
Let's put it back in football.
I know, yeah.
Alexa.
Put it back in football. Fuck's sake. Unreal. Yeah, mate, they love that. They love just going, oh yeah, here. I have a good one for you. And it's always that. It's always awful. Always something you can't say. And then see the fucking there was a question I got was like today was like, would you rather give somebody the first 9 minutes and 30 seconds of a blowjob, or would you rather do the last 30 seconds? And I'm, do you know what my answer is? Are you trying to crack your last 10 minutes, mate? That's my answer to that question.
Aye.
You filthy bastard. Stop saying this to my Twitter. I'm looking for questions about, like, snacks that I haven't answered, or like fucking, and here, see people asking like real questions like, what should we do about fucking Russia? Probably not solve it with a comedy football podcast. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, don't let Putin hear it, he'll crack up.
I know, yeah. As if, oh mate, don't even fucking start me on that whole thing. Amount of, I stand with the people of. Doesn't matter where you stand if all you're standing on is Twitter.
That's a great point. I think it's going to be sold to anyway, because I saw a gig stand up for Ukraine in Wembley.
They love that, don't they? They love writing.
Bar.
They love writing stand up for.
Aye.
And you're like,
stand up against.
I know,
just stand up or sit the fuck down. Tell me jokes and leave.
Jokes,
Nobody gives a fuck. You're not changing the world, like.
You're not. You wouldn't call that gig Ukraine's hilarious. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
It's always
From
they
Russia
try.
with
They try
laughs.
to. That's exactly what some cop would call it. From Russia with laughs.
Putting the comedy back into World War III.
You can tell you've done more promotion than I have. This is unbelievable. Putin the comedy. That's fucking class, man. Shall we do the Biscuit World Cup? Are you ready for
What's
this?
the Biscuit World Cup?
Oh, don't pretend like you. Oh, you're hurting my brand there, Mick. You're hurting my brand. You're at. We're gonna have a Boland coconut cream, and then it faces off against a Boland jam mallow, which did they used to be called like Mikados?
I think they were Mikados, yeah.
So we're gonna have one of each of these. They both look rotten.
I
right?
can tell you right now, the jam mallow is going to be my favourite out of the two.
I know it's gonna be mine as well,
Yeah.
but let's go through the motions.
No problem.
Does anybody want one? Do you want one? No, to be fair, I don't even really want one of these. But I mean, you could look at me and say that's a lie, but there's other ones in that bag I'm more excited about. But I thought this would be funny.
What's your thoughts on a gold bar?
Mate, it's already through to the next round.
Yeah?
They're fucking unreal.
I think the best biscuit.
They're class. They're
If I was betting on the Biscuit World Cup,
Gold
I would put money on gold bars.
Gold bar's definitely gonna be at least a semi-finalist.
Yeah, I would say so.
Uh,
Also, it's going to be fun for me to eat something covered in coconut and look at my hand and go, I don't know if that's biscuit or me. Psoriasis. Oh, I took two. Fuck.
Is that two or is that? No, is that not one or is it two? Oh no, that is two. That's
Fuck
a
it.
sandwich.
I'll just double check. Oh,
Here, my auntie Josie used to give you these.
soft or not?
Really soft, like the. Not as good as its constituent parts, like like mallow, jam, and coconut and biscuit. Those are all
Should,
good
yeah.
things. It should taste better than that. The biscuits stink 'em. Bullens, is there a fucking disgrace to the name?
That's really soft. Like,
That's
Is
like
there-
trying to
I
fucking.
mean-
That's like trying to fucking bite a queef, isn't it? Fucking stink 'em. Do you know
I've
what's
actually
mental?
did a quaif before.
Do you know what's
I mean, the
mental?
second one. but- Just to double check, I are stinking. Yeah.
Out of 10? Like
Three?
Like a 3. I think that's very reasonable. A 3's kind. Like that's fucking...
I really don't want this one.
Do you know what I fear about this? That the biscuit's gonna be equally grim because it's the same company makes them. Although, just going on the dates, these are best before. Actually, fuck, these have got more preservatives in them. These are gonna be fresh until end of August. I mean, that's been dipped in something nuclear, right? That's been dipped in the dreams of Ukrainian children. Right, here we go. Coconut creams. Does anybody want one of these? Looks like a big fucking splatted nipple. There you go.
It does look very areola-ish.
Isn't it? That's hard to say. That sounds like an Irish nipple. Areola-ish.
It sounds like a place in the Gael talking about it. Wait, on the areola-ish.
Micky Kieran, areola-ish. This is fucking... Mate, look at that. The wee fucking...
Oh, we designed the back of
a
it.
wee Celtic knot on the back. Unbelievable. All right, here we go. Again, surprisingly unpleasant.
There's no taste off that.
No, it's like air.
For a second I went, have I developed COVID just there now?
That's like a clean queef. Nah.
It's like licking an arse.
Isn't it? Like one that's been washed though.
Aye, but there's just, what's the point? Do you know what I mean? Nobody really enjoys it. But you still do it.
That's like a political slogan, isn't it? Looking arse, what's the point? That's like a 2 to me. I think the Jam Mallows. They're gonna go through to the next round, but any biscuit will beat that.
Aye.
Like they're fucking stinking. I'm glad I spent the money on them all.
That sucked all the moisture out of
I
it.
know. Very dry. Not happy with that round of the World Cup.
Oh yeah.
If you want, we could do another round because I have extra biscuits today. If you want to do another round, but it's all about it's your life choices.
What do you got?
We could do a cookie off here if you want. I've got two types. I've got two types of cookie.
Sure you do. You hear?
We'll have Fox's
Why are we even
fabulous
talking about this?
milk chocolate cookies.
I'm telling you now, the final is them and gold bars.
We'll have this hobnobs. I haven't had these yet, but the fully coated one. So it's a hobnob that's dipped all over.
Right.
Full dip.
Full dip.
Yeah, as opposed to the half dip.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is more of a layer
Half dip.
than a dip, isn't it?
Yeah. So let's do McVitie's. McVitie's and Fox's more
Two titans of the biscuit industry.
more reputable companies than Boland's. I'll say, like, you know.
100%.
It says here that McVitie's have been baking since 1839. They made their money during that industrial revolution. Like, they love it.
What a way to
Anyone?
go with Becky's.
Michael, this is up your street, surely, no? Do you want one? Yeah, give Mick one.
Mm-hmm.
Or here, let me get one and give him the packet. There you go. Sorry, Dan. You would think after 8 episodes I would realise.
No, they are good.
Let's see. Oh, mate. I don't really do the dip, but that's a biscuit for dipping with, isn't it? You could fucking dip that into stew, for fuck's sake. Here, mate, that is high
Dip
quality.
into stew. Who's Stu?
Sturdy Miller, didn't he fucking own a shop up there? I didn't know what it was until like today, actually. Drove past it. To me, that's like
I'm all full up with biscuits.
a fucking 8.
Yeah.
With a dipsy, that could be a 9. You know, with the right thing to dip that into.
This is the best podcast ever.
Nobody else feeds you when you want to hit
Time.
it. Shane sometimes feeds you after. You know.
Never fed me.
What?
I've never been fed on a podcast.
No.
Might get the odd cup of tea.
I'm definitely gonna have fucking diabetes after this, but here we go.
See,
Oh,
shit.
Any takers for foxes? Sorry, Dan. Michael, I'm looking at you. Right, let's do it.
See, I'm biased because I think he's my favourite biscuit.
Oh, really?
Like, no, maybe, well, because there's a dipped one of these as well. That's a fucking exquisite.
This is dipped? You can get one of these dipped?
There's dipped ones, I
Didn't think we were going to be talking so much about dipping biscuits. That's
There's me face.
That's real. I got it. This is real. That's, I mean, not for a cookie out of a packet. That's pretty serious. You know, just to like Mama used to make. You know,
That's the Spanish steps.
yeah, she used to make cookies.
Do you edit this down, or is this it? Just
It's pretty
15
much
minutes
it's pretty much people watching us eat biscuits. Like that's what it is. They love it though.
babe station.
And sometimes I like to. That's got to be one of the weirdest things on TV.
They're still on.
Fuck knows, I don't have TV.
Yeah, right. I remember one time watching Babe Station.
I have a TV, but it's for playing games on. Like,
Yeah, I'm saying. Just it uses a monitor in case the TV license man comes around. Like, I checked the roads, actually, dickhead. It's not plugged into the wall, so get the fuck off my
you're
doorstep.
allowed Netflix on, you're just not allowed to watch anything live.
Aye.
Ah.
Fair enough. I don't. But, what was I going to say here?
Babe Station.
Aye. I remember one time watching the free view on Babe Station, and then something happened where they just sort of like forgot to turn it off, and I got about an extra 4 minutes of a genuine porn, and the TV froze. It used to freeze, and it was just frozen on a big muff. And it was that the episode of Friends, like they don't want to turn it off in case it goes away.
Yeah,
and my man,
yeah.
an hour away, just left the TV on for like 3 days. Just every so
I was
calling the living room. No, it's still
there's
there.
a John Martin song called Big Muff. There literally is, and he literally goes a big muff, and then just like noodles around the guitar. It's unreal.
Right, muff is the pubic hair, isn't it? Or is muff the actual?
I thought it when
Because I always thought minge was the hair, because it rhymes with fringe.
I've always thought minge was. I mean, this is what we're talking about now.
Is minge a hairy muff? Do you know what I mean? Like,
I've always thought that muff is like. I've always thought of it as the whole, including the hair, but like it definitely gives you. You definitely think of her.
aye, but yeah, I've never.
You don't think
I've
of
never,
a,
I've
you
never
don't think
seen
of
it.
a bald muff. Do you
Aye,
know what I mean?
you can't have a bald muff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? A bald muff is a
can
slit.
Can you have a baldy minge? Do you know?
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't think you can. I think a minge is a hairy one, a muff is a really hairy one, and a beaver is out of control. And then you've got gash, which is a freshly shaved one, but it's all like raw chicken. Slice, which is like a thrushy one.
Stop it. What's a thrushy one?
Like it makes you sing.
What do you call it though?
A slice. Slit is one where you go, you're not old enough to be in here. And a doot is a smelly one.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Because you smell your doot.
This used to be a fucking family-friendly podcast.
Did it?
No.
Thank
But
God.
that's unreal. Mate, my teeth are rotting in my fucking head
Aye.
here.
I'm going to have some look at it, fucking make it better. I
I was-
cannot straighten my left arm. I feel like
Mate, that
fucking,
was unbelievable.
I spent a lot of time on my own thinking about shit like that.
You're not old enough to be in here. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, mate. This used to be clean. It used to be so
Did
clean.
it really?
It was cleaner.
I'm
than
terrible
this.
for just really
Yeah,
bringing
right.
in bad manners.
This is interesting to me, right? See, lately, somebody interviewed me recently and said, "Oh, like you're like, you know, you sort of be one of the rougher comedians out there," and I'm like, I swear loads,
Aye,
but I don't think I actually say anything that's really that rough, like, or that rude.
aye.
But like, I've seen you or like McCann doing like quite rude sex jokes,
Yeah.
and I don't really do that. But do people give you shit for that, or do they? I mean,
Not really. I always think it's like, if you're doing it with enough of a fucking ha,
Oh yeah, yeah.
people don't give a fuck. Because
It's like it's because I swear way too much. I know, but that like I swear too much in like real life, so you know.
I don't know, because I swear too much as well sometimes. Like, I don't know. I think there's times where like, excuse me, because you've got a guitar, you don't really take the mic out of the stand or anything.
No, do you know what was weird? I did a gig the other night without the guitar and still didn't take the mic out of the stand.
Aye.
And actually, it led me to like discover a new bit. Because I looked down, I was standing like, it was so weird. I don't know what to do with my hands. Because normally when I'm gigging, I'm standing with one hand on the strings to mute them, and the other hand definitely muting them on the neck of the guitar. I stand like that a lot. So when I had no guitar, I looked down and found myself standing like that, and I looked like a priest. And I did this whole bit about being if I was a priest, and it actually fucking did well.
Right. I haven't that happen with like gigs with no mic, and I hold the mic in my left hand. Right. So when there was no mic there, my left hand was just doing shit by itself. Like I had to kind of Doctor Strange love it. Like, yeah. I don't know, I think it might be that. Like if you're standing still, it makes you look like you're confident about everything you say. Whereas my feet don't stop moving. Aye. So you kind of play off.
But like I think that's confidence. But I think that's confidence because that's like owning the space. Aye, but whereas I'm very used to just stand still. But
standing still is owning the space. I learned that in university. It's command of the space.
That's right, mate. You also went to Quub, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. No, I didn't. I went to.
Oh, you went. Sorry, you went to. That's right. You went to UU, but you did drama. Mm-hmm. What was that like?
Fucking the biggest waste of money.
Was it?
Like, I remember like turning up. So I wanted to do stand up, and I didn't know how to like come out. Like I didn't know how to tell my mum and dad, and I thought, if I go to uni, I'm bound to be able to get enough like stage experience.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll go to uni, I'll do drama and like legitimize doing it. And the first day, one of the lecturers was like, "Oh, if you actually want to be a performer, you're in the wrong course." And I was like, "You lied to me to get me here, and now I can't fucking leave."
Why? What does that mean? Is so at a uni like that, is drama more like academic and
but
like
they told us when we were applying for it that it was way more
like
practical.
Stage school, like
yeah.
Fuckers.
And then on the first day, like they did these auditions for you to get in, and then like I didn't even get enough grades. And I failed A-level drama, and the university gave me an unconditional offer.
Oh, Ulster.
Like I remember one time doing an essay and calling him Winston Shakespeare because I just fucking forgot his first name. Completely utterly, and like. It was just 3 years. Well, the first 2 years they told us like first 2 years don't count towards your degree. So I was like, well, I'll be back in 2 years then, and just went drinking. And then when I got to third year, everybody was like, we need to knuckle down because it's the third year and this is what the degree's about. And all I could think was they're going to make us grow up in a year. So I just went back drinking again. Like I popped in, photocopied a book that I should have bought, and never opened it. Like I left the 2-1. I remember they brought me back as a guest lecturer.
Oh my god!
And there was a time they brought me back to like talk to the first year students about what the course was like and what to expect and stuff like that. And they had a couple of people that were like actors or all these like different fucking in the arts and different aspects. And there's one guy who was like took it dead serious. He was wearing a blazer and jeans and brown shoes, but I know him. That was his name. But I was like, mate, you don't dress like that. Like you've taken this dead seriously.
Up, yeah.
And when they asked him to get up and talk, he took his jacket off dramatically and then threw it at a chair. But the jacket went through the hole between the top of the chair. And I was sitting there like, the fuck have I walked into here? I think it got me out and it was like, look, do you want to have a minute to talk to the students about what to expect? And I went, listen, first 2 years don't count towards your degree, so smoke a joint and finger somebody and then come back here in third year. And I remember like one of the lecturers was down the back of the room like, the realization of he hasn't changed since he was fucking 19.
I remember when we first met. So like my uncle said to me like I don't see this guy very often like, and he goes to me, your cousin Micky, he's doing stand up, because I'd already booked my first gig. I was about to start. Oh, your cousin. He's been living in England for years, so he has that weird. Your cousin Micky's doing stand up. I've been living in the north of England, right? And
you can't cheat.
I know, right? And
that's a really good fucking. That's a fucking perfect.
Mate, but I'm slowly turning into like Madonna's brothers, where like I'm like going through Belfast now, just looking at buildings that are gone and going, I remember when that was the old cinema. You know what I mean? Fucking movie house is gone. Walking up past Lavery's going, I remember you used to be able to get a chip in there for $1.99. Bishops.
I caught myself saying that used to be Fields. and it happened earlier than I thought. Like, I thought I would have had a prostate exam before I started talking about that used to be Fields.
I wonder how long it's going to be before it'll be like walking through Shaftesbury Square and going, I remember a toilet used to come up clean out of the ground. You just used to piss under the big light screen. I find that toilet to be one of the most annoying. Like, if you get caught taking a piss in Belfast, like just against like a building in an alleyway, and they catch you,
Aye.
sex offenders register for getting your dick out, right? But if you piss under the biggest light in town, out in the middle of the fucking street, it's fine.
Right. If you pissed against the wall of accidental theatre,
yeah,
because that wasn't up, or even if it was up, same thing. Like
yeah, it's fucking rare.
I remember when I accidentally mooned a couple of Peters one time. I was getting out of a taxi, my mates, I like got my arse out for my mates in the taxi and didn't see the cop car behind them, and it was 2 female police officers were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, I didn't see you, my mate. I remember thinking, wonder can I flirt my way out of this? Like, it must have been hard. On the beat.
The cops hate me. Like, whenever they stop me, anytime I get stopped, I know I present as angry because I'm shitting myself. Because I always think they're going to do me for something I haven't done. I have like In the Name of the Father vibes going on in my head the whole time, you know what I mean? Just wrapping tape around my head. I'm just like, oh mate, if you haven't seen it today, Amazon.
One of the best films of all time.
That's class.
Me and my dad, we always laugh. There's a bit where, like, you know when they're both in the cell and Giuseppe's trying to make the best of a bad situation?
Yeah.
And he's like putting salt in the dinner and he eats a chip and goes, them chips are not bad. And now anytime somebody has a chip in our house, 12 years, it's been like, them chips are not bad.
I wrote your name in the sand and pissed on it as a line
Pissed
that
on
gets
it as
quoted,
well.
yeah. He's actually fucking great in that, isn't he?
Yeah. Everybody's brilliant in it.
Yeah. It's weird though. It's weird. I love films that are from here starring people that aren't from here.
Aye.
Devil's Own. Classic.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen
bits.
Devil's
So I've seen the
Have you seen the mad gun battle at the start of it that finishes with like some soldier lying like sitting against the wall, I guess, massive bullet hole in his forehead, and you're like, right. And then
I'll be watching that when I get home.
Brad Pitt goes to America, but he's from Cookstown on the upper shores of Loch Ness.
Sorry, like, it's near Belfast.
He apparently learned how to speak us in St. Paul's on the Shaw's Road.
Really?
The Gaelic, the GA
I heard there was a thing like when he played like the gypsy in Snatch, he was almost like fucking hamming it up, like taking the piss out of what he did in the Devil's Own.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
In a personal way, he was like,
he's actually great in Snatch.
That's one of my favorite films.
I love that bit whenever he sparks when he first sparks Gorgeous George, the big guy.
Aye.
Your man's like, you better get down and fucking stay down. And then he fucking sparks.
You're pretty fast, fat fucker.
Nobody brings a man that season unless you want to say something about saying it, right, bye? And you're like, what? See when he sparks him and it just goes, golden brown. I fucking love that.
It's a fucking great movie. Do you know what I watched the other night, actually? The Val Kilmer documentary.
A documentary about Val?
So Val, it's called Val. So it's
What's that on?
Yes, Sky.
Okay, right.
Have you seen it?
So you do have TV?
Fucking amazing. Like,
Did you hear me? So you do have TV?
I've got packages like.
It's not live. It's alright.
Not live. Sorry, I'm just streaming service. But he basically's like made like thousands of hours of home videos.
Bollocks.
And he's made a documentary all this stuff, but he can't talk. He's had throat cancer, so he's got a fucking like thing in his.
Does he?
Yeah, he used to put it like
I didn't know
throat.
that.
So his son narrates it, and then it'll cut to him, and he doesn't look great. I mean, the rough couple of years.
That's rare. Like,
That's a really sad documentary.
He's probably one of those actors where I'd be like a wee fan of some actors, and I'm a wee fan of his because he was in. Did you ever see Willow?
Yeah.
I like Willow was a big movie for me when I was a kid, and Lord of the Rings rip off, like, but it's class.
You're making a series of that?
Of Willow?
Yeah. With what do you call the guy
who played Willow? Warwick Davis.
Yeah. But I don't know if it's like a reboot or
is he gonna be a bit? Whoa, what if he's like a senior sorcerer now? Do you know?
Yeah, it could be. I don't know if it's a sequel or if it's like a thing, but
mate, if I was in charge of that reboot,
do you know what I've started doing, which is embarrassing, 35-year-old man?
Is it planning the Mighty Ducks reboot and then realizing that it's already happening? Go ahead.
I've already seen there's a series now, isn't there?
I know, yeah. I legitimately started planning a Mighty Ducks reboot, and then I'd had a couple of conversations about it, and then I went, I'm gonna Google this, and it was already in pre-production. I was like, but my idea was better. But go ahead. Do you want to know what my idea was? So my idea was to kind of go.
So you don't mind if I just apply some cream, do you?
No, go ahead. My idea was to slightly go Cobra Kai with it. Where do you remember Adam Banks?
Yeah.
He was the kid that was in the Hawks in the. So I sort of thought it would be a good thing where if the kid who's going to be the star of this one, like this show, was actually playing for the Hawks, and because the Ducks have become like a big team, that the Ducks are now the Hawks. So it was going to be from the perspective of like Adam Banks' son being like a Hawk and turning the Hawks into a good team again. And then there's real rivalry, Cobra Kai style.
I didn't watch the. Did I start watching the new one?
It's not great.
Is it not? Have you seen Goldberg these days?
I think he took one too many pucks, mate. I think he got triple dicked, and then he's fucking sitting.
Now he's quackers.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely loves meth. Do you know what I mean?
It is meth, isn't it?
Yeah, listen, he loves that.
Aye.
You know what I mean? People love meth.
It is Moorish, I've heard.
I think. Have you ever watched the Louis Theroux documentary about the city addicted to crystal meth?
No, I don't think so.
And there's this couple in it, and they're both like, yeah, like, we can give it up whenever we want. We don't want to. And you're like, and then it's like, and then we sort of do. She wants to give it up more than I do, but I mean, I love it. So, and you're like, okay, so you are both addicts then? No.
I've seen one where
it's sad. Like,
I remember one.
It makes you want to try it.
Aye,
which is weird.
I know a guy who tried heroin once. He's like a real big drug taker, like, and he tried heroin, and I went, "What was it like?" And he went, "It's the only thing I've ever taken where I went, I can't do that again."
Jesus.
And I went, "Why?" And he went, "Because it was fucking class."
Wow. So like
he was like, he just knew. He was like, "Oh, that'll ruin my life."
Oh wow.
Like,
I've never taken any drugs, so part of me goes, are you better starting off with like a paracetamol and working your way up, or is it like you know, get into the deep end so you can swim?
I don't know. You know? Like, I think there's ones. I took MDMA once at Glastonbury. I've told this story like a million times. It's pure ecstasy.
Right. Okay. Jesus.
But it was like from a woman from here who was working at Glastonbury.
Right.
So she's like, "Do you want to try it?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like, not quick.
Right.
And she's like, "You're in a safe space. Don't be worried about it." But I ended up taking like a bit.
Right.
Like a decent amount of it.
Is it a line or is it a tablet?
So it was just like, she had a wee bag of it. You just like lick your finger and take a wee tiny dab of it.
A dip dab.
Yeah.
Of MDMA. And
it was great.
Yeah.
Like, until the next day when I was like, if I died, I wouldn't be fussed. Like, it's not like you're like,
so
it's not
a brutal come down. Some people say hangovers are worse than come downs though.
I think it depends, isn't it? Like,
is it just because you're used to a hangover maybe?
Yeah, I'm constantly hungover. Somebody said to me one time, when I was like, "Oh, I'm so hungover." And they went, "When are you not hungover?" And I went, "When I'm steaming." And then developed alcohol-related cirrhosis.
See, like my hangovers were getting so bad by the time I was like 23, 24.
Aye.
That I had to just check out. Like,
I think there's like
so bad, and then by the time I was like 27, 28, it was like I would have a couple of pints and be hungover to fuck, and I was like, this is bollocks.
Aye. I've started like, I actually just drink like whiskey and ice now because I think it's the sugar. People are telling me it's like the sugar gives you the worst hangover.
Oh really?
Because I went
so like drinking like alcohol pops or beers or something.
Yeah, well, I was drinking non-alcoholic beer in Lavery's a couple of weeks ago and woke up the next day fucking dying.
Oh really?
Like,
fuck.
Just had the same symptoms of a normal hangover. Like, just couldn't stop shitting, craving fucking shite. Like,
yeah.
I think it gets me is the day after I will eat like a fucking, like, it was a couple of weeks ago, my girlfriend was like, "I think you've put away about 10,000 calories today." She was like, "I'm not even joking."
do you ever do like this is maybe one thing you miss when you don't drink is a hangover shite.
Aye.
A shite that makes you feel like you've been sleeping for 2 years. Do you know what I mean?
When I drink Heineken, I swear to God, I can feel shite coming from the back of my head. like the inside. I honest to God believe that if I was to do a shite after a night of drinking bottles, not pints, bottles of Heineken, I reckon if I shat on the floor instead of in the bog, it'd be the same height as me. It would know the opening of Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, the anthill. And I firmly believe that.
That's unreal.
I feel like my spine comes out of my body.
Oh fuck!
But if I drink like gin, it's a JFK.
If you
just all over the back of the car.
I think the last time I had a drink, I had tequila, but it was I only had like 2 margaritas or something. I like wee cocktails. I like them. Do you know what I mean?
I like it like an old fashioned.
I like stuff that tastes like it's not even drinking it. And I love saying that.
Aye.
You wouldn't even know there was. You know what I mean? After you smack your man, you wouldn't even know there was drink in it.
I was only drinking lemonade. There was one point during the lockdown, so I was still living in my dad's house, and like the weather was great. Me and my dad, I think we were pissed fucking 4 nights a week.
I played loads of frisbee during lockdown.
I just skipped and drank. Like,
we had a frisbee that was, do you know those ones that it's like a halo?
Yeah.
Like a flying disc. I don't know. Class. Because you can catch it by putting your arm through the hole.
Oh, nice.
Which is like the ultimate catch.
Do you remember the first time you figured out how to use one of them wee plastic boomerangs you used to get in holidays?
Yes.
I remember that being
that's a big deal.
I also remember being fuming that it didn't. I always thought as a kid I would throw it and I would come back like there.
Yeah. I always thought that I have told the story about my dad getting fully sculled by one, but it's like when you fuck a real boomerang, like it doesn't come back to you the way you feel that it would.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? It absolutely will take your hand clean off.
My favorite thing to see on a beach holiday is, you know, those Nerf rockets that whistle.
Yeah.
If I see one of them, I look at the people playing with it and go, "You're having a great day."
I want to be friends with you. Yeah. Do you know what? I hate when I see people playing cricket on a beach. I don't
think I've ever seen that in my life.
You would see it on Port Stewart Strand. I'd just be like, what are you doing?
Aye.
Play rounders if you're going to play anything with this shit.
Just play land on build a wee sandcastle.
Do you know what I like doing? I like going, it takes me ages to acclimatise the water. Like ages.
Right.
I don't know if it's a girth thing or if it's just like, if I was thin would it still happen? But like, I must be given time. Like other people are in and ready to come out and I'm like still standing on my ankles going, it hurts. I don't like it. It actually really hurts my ankles. I don't know if it's like an ankle thing.
Right.
Remember we were talking about Jackass before we started recording this. There was a bit in it where, did you see the bit where the big fat guy puts a kite on his back and jumps in the cactus? In the cacti. Oh mate, that was fucking great.
I've been following that guy on Instagram for a couple of years. Jackass.
Yeah. Mate,
he's
mad,
like, you go, mate, don't do any more of that.
He's definitely fully wrecking himself. See when they go down the slip and slide that they made the big slide, and but at the end of it goes up, and it's just like it finishes. It's gonna send them up, and then it finishes just in like rocks and dirt. I'm like, that's gonna hurt like fuck. I would hurt a wee skinny person, right? But see, when you're a fat guy and you've got that more surface area, that's more pain. Do you know what I mean? Like,
also when you gather velocity.
Also, mate, I'm a wee bitch. I couldn't do the Jackass stuff. Like, I definitely. Do you know what I like? Do you know what I really thought? Do you know what I hate hurting? The quirks in my fingers. Oh, do you ever?
Aye.
You realise after you've done something like that how often your fingers just brush things.
Well, that's so I've got like because I've got.
Sorry, I'm talking to you about having sore hands.
Man, I love talking about it. See, the medication I'm on basically made my fingernails come out, right? So and it's fucking disgusting. But they're so weak that last night I was getting into the car and I had a water bottle and the lid just went onto my fingernail, and I was like, yeah, fucking, like you've no idea how sensitive the tips of your fingers are until they're dead sensitive. See when that was really like, that looks shit now, but it's better. There was a point where like I couldn't open a plastic bag because I didn't understand how many pointy bits there were until like my hands were like fucking raw sausages. I tried to take shopping out and the point, like a corner made in a plastic bag was like a fucking knife.
That's a knife.
And I'd be in the house trying to take a shopping out with my teeth, like
Jesus
trying to lift
Christ.
a pineapple by mouth.
Oh mate, I don't envy that. Like,
one of the saddest things that's ever happened to me was I was in the house, right, and I had loads of fucking stuff in my hands and I went for a shite And as I was cleaning my arse to check, the toilet paper fell off my hand and landed on my thigh, butter side down. And I was sitting in the fucking house, hands and feet, like fucking, like that guy at the end of Blade, like, he fucking starts swelling up. And I've got shit on my leg. And I was just like, just fucked up. Like,
I remember a wee lad out in my street, and we were playing football, and the ramp going into my street was our net, and this wee lad there was like a bit of somebody's garden there. They have a wall there now, but they didn't used to. And this is all extraneous. Anyway, he was in that wee bit of garden, and he had the ball, and he sort of booted the ball, and he was in I always remember he was in a school uniform, right? And he went to St. Kevin's on Falls Road. Anyway, he sort of booted the ball and slipped in that garden, and I mean hands and knees into the biggest pile of dog shit. Like it was on his hands and the knee. You know, he got up and it was on his hands, and everybody went, "Ah, ah," and he's like, "Ah," and his man and dad weren't home yet, so he was just out in the street. His man and dad weren't home, and I remember just going, "Oh my god!" And he was like he was like, "Oh," like looking at this, and then I spotted it on his knees as well, and I was like, "Oh!" I mean, it was like he was covered in shite. Do you know what I mean? And I'm going, that's like, if that happened and there's people in my house, all I want to do is go in, burn what I'm wearing, wash my hands, and never go out for like 2 weeks. Oh my god, mate! He had to stay on the street, but like somebody let him in. Do you know, it was like, you know, somebody goes, "Can he come in and wash his hands here?" And your man like isn't really listening to you and hands you a glass of water, and you're a kid and you're like, right, okay, well I must have to get him to wash his hands with a glass of water. Like, oh, mate.
My cousin's cat shit in the bed one time, right? So one Christmas, I went around to my aunt. I don't know how. I think I was going with a girl that lived near my auntie. So I went there and had a drink, and she was like, "Here, our Stephen's staying at his girlfriend's tonight, so we just stay in his room because couldn't get a taxi or whatever." So he had a cat that like slept in the fucking in the room. All right. But I'm allergic to cats, so I get in the bed. The fucking cat get in beside me, and I was like, "Get the fuck in your own bed." Got up and went for a piss, and I didn't realize cats get territorial. So whenever you fucking like fuck it out, it goes, "This is my spot," and it's shit all over the bed, right? But I didn't know because it was pitch black, so I like crawled into the bed, and I mean, first of all, I went, "Fuck, have I been sick?"
Oh,
and didn't know, and then I went into my cousin who just had a kid, and I was like, the cat shit in the bed, and I hadn't looked yet, but I was from like the neck all the way, just fucking bits of cat shit everywhere, and I went home the next morning in her maternity bottoms and a velour purple hoodie. And a pair of like caterpillar desert boots.
Unreal.
The bag of shitty clothes.
Do we have questions, or how are we doing on time and all?
Probably time to do the gifts.
Oh right, okay, fuck. Did you bring a gift?
I did.
Good. Your text made me think you weren't going to. Oh. I don't even know what the fuck's in this.
Oh, that is an actual good gift.
This is a. I saw this yesterday, right in the shop, and I was like, I sort of want that, but I knew you couldn't get away with buying myself one without knowing what was in it.
Aye.
So it's a surprise sweets and toys. It's called Surprise Cone, the original. I like the way it's called Surprise Cone, as if that's like a thing.
Yeah, I like the fact that it's called the original, as if there's been a reboot. Or a secondary surprise.
This is the way they used to make surprise cones, Michael. When they used to take it serious.
I remember.
I know that it was exactly $4.99.
That's good.
So I've gone right to the top end of the budget here. Like,
I do appreciate that one.
Do you know what I enjoy as well? The tagline is surprise. What's in yours? That could mean
what's inside yours.
Yeah,
which is way more graphic.
Yeah, sorry. What's inside yours? That could mean anything. That could be what's inside your bottom. What's inside your foreskin? What's inside your house? Your house.
Yeah.
Inside's
very intimate.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah. What has entered you would be less intimate. As they say
in the Catholic Church, Michael, surprise. What's inside yours?
Go Maleshko.
I sort of want you to open yours though, because I want to know what's in it.
5 bottles of Lucozade.
Oh, mate. Thanks very much.
There was 6, but it came to like £5.40.
So I like that. Yeah, thanks very much.
And if you notice, I was drinking it.
I did notice that.
Podcaster.
I like glucose drink. So thanks for that.
If you ever end up in hospital, take one of them.
This is like, this is a Granny Bartlett fucking special. She loved that shit. Do you know what my favourite Lucozade is? I was saying this earlier. The orange fizzy Lucozade Sport. Lucozade Sport orange fizzy one. Sweet.
I'm a fan of that as a burning sensation.
See, I think that tastes like medicine.
That's me why I like it.
What? That's why you like it.
You know,
feels like you're doing something for yourself.
I just feel like if you drink a bottle of Calpol as an adult, frowned upon.
Yeah. Lucozade.
Lucozade, people are like,
adult.
Big man's going to work on a building site, is he?
Yeah. I like that. I
also think for some reason bottles of Lucozade always remind my dad used to put milk for his tea in a Lucozade bottle, and I have a very hard time differentiating them.
A bottle must have smelled amazing. Sugary milk.
Aye.
So do we have any questions that we need?
Jimmy Clark sent in a load. Do you want to do them quick fire?
They were good ones. Yeah, these are fucking good questions actually.
Right. Okay, so first one: house coat or dressing gown?
Dressing gown.
Was pre-marked fire an inside job?
Yes.
Was it?
I don't know. I'm basing it off of my knowledge of Belfast.
Yes.
Yeah.
What order do you make your tea in?
I don't drink tea, but if I'm making it for somebody else, cup, tea bag, water, and then whatever accoutrements.
Yeah, remove tea bag.
Yep.
Milk, sugar.
Yeah.
Where's your toaster?
Mine's out the bench.
Plugged into the wall. It's what?
Yeah, on the bench. Like, stays out. Some people put the toaster back in the cupboard.
Fuck up. Is that what that question is meaning? Sorry, is that because that question? I saw that one. Where's your toaster? And I literally went in the kitchen. Where do you keep yours? Right? Is that what it means?
Yeah.
Is it out or is it in the cupboard?
Yep.
Who the fuck puts it in the cupboard?
My girlfriend. In my flat, my girlfriend will go put that back in the cupboard.
Did they put the kettle away?
Oh, that's what I said. You put the microwave away.
No, but that's like not.
Do you know what happens when
I've never heard that. That's not.
Do you know what happens when you
convenient.
put a toaster in a cupboard? You get crumbs in your cupboard. It's a fucking. You just have to clean the cupboard now.
I don't even understand the benefit of putting it away.
There is none.
Toaster's all. It's fuck up. I actually. Do you know what's annoyed me about that? Did you immediately knew what it meant? So that means that
I've dealt with this several times in my life.
But that's a discussion.
Aye.
The toaster sits out. See if somebody said to me, "You're not putting the toaster away," they'd be told to leave. That's fucking mental. Was there any other ones in his list? Wasn't there?
Is Pepsi okay?
Yeah.
Not for me. I'll have a Diet Coke. I hate when I say I can have a Diet Coke and it goes Pepsi okay. My immediate thought is fucking Euros okay? Is fucking Monopoly money okay?
I prefer Pepsi to Coke.
I don't.
I don't know why.
It's the choice of a new generation, mate.
I don't know anybody else that thinks it.
I don't really like Pepsi. I hate the presumption. I hate when places are like, you go, can I have a Diet Coke? They should go, no, we have Pepsi. Is Pepsi okay? It's not.
Is there not a legal reason behind that?
It's because it's probably like licensed. They're usually like licensed to sell one or the other. But I mean, sell fucking Coke, like, you know.
For me, the reason I think Coke now there's just too many fucking variants.
Well, yeah, there's too many.
My favorite was vanilla Coke, right?
I saw
but
one.
not that sugar free shit.
I saw a vanilla. This was in a garage in East Belfast a few weeks ago. Well, a couple of months ago. They were selling caffeine free vanilla Coke, and I'm going.
There's a caffeine free vanilla Coke Zero. That's why Pepsi is either Pepsi or Dad Pepsi, and I like those choices.
You can give the Max as well. Do you remember that?
Pepsi Max.
Is Pepsi Max? Is it Coke Zero? Is that what that is?
It's sugar free, like, yeah.
But it's
been going for years.
Thick. Yeah. I'm not in the Pepsi. Like, nah, that Coke for me.
My favorite soft drink is pineapple Fanta. Until I poured one out in that glass and seen the fucking color of it.
Oh, why? What color is it?
It's luminous.
Oh, really?
Like it looks like something you would fucking clean your floor with.
See, I like Club Lemon. Mm-hmm. That's a good. It's a quencher.
Good bittery.
It's a quencher.
Yeah. Do you prefer it out of a tin or out of a bottle?
Tin.
I'm same.
Tin feels colder.
Yeah, tin feels like a summer's day.
Yeah,
and a bottle feels like you're going for a drive somewhere.
You heard it here first.
A bottle feels like a packed lunch kind of situation.
Does, yeah.
A tin feels like, guess we tin of Coke.
We
sweet.
There's some cheeky about it.
Aye.
Yeah, I like that. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you very much.
Do you feel like you got enough FIFA, by the way? I felt like it was a natural.
To be honest, I feel like that was a war. I might, if it's alright with you, I'd like to come back on a couple of weeks after I've had a wee bit of a go.
Do we go?
Do we refresh?
Do we go? Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for the Lucozade.
Anything,
I'll give you it
sweeties.
back though because I feel bad.
Nah,
And,
keep it when you're right.
I want you to have it.
I don't.
I want to be. I want to be
Well,
the
I'll
bigger
give you the
man.
sweets
Let me
back
be
in.
the biggest man. And
I'll give you the sweets back because you know the crack.
oh no, I don't want them. I want to know what's in it, but I don't want them.
All right, well, we'll open it together.
Let's do that. Thanks very much for joining us. We'll see you on the next one.
Up the hood.
Up the hood.
Oh, love it.